Welcome, it's Luke Wright. We're going to be doing some Verus phone mining today. Little walkthroughs, little tutorials, seeing what we can do, if we can overclock, if we can optimize the settings, what kind of hash rate can we get. And yeah, let's jump into it. Like most people, we're going to be using the Samsung A03s. So these come in a variety of flavors. By flavors, I mean service providers. This running total will start somewhere around here is $50 flat, so $49.88 a piece. I got 12 of them. Next up, we have the Anker power banks. Of course, smart plugs. I'll get into why we need the smart plugs later on. 3 different packs of charging cables. Last but not least, I have a stand here that's gonna sit and kind of holster all these phones. I'm hoping the airflow is good. I haven't priced in any fans or anything like that yet. I haven't bought those. We'll see if we need them, as well as a different type of case, regardless of the stand that I'm going to be putting these in. I have a computer case laying around that I'm hoping everything will fit into, and I'll get the fans oriented later, and I'll add that to the total as well. We're going to get all the other stuff organized in a way that makes sense for me, and then we're going to do the phone. So if you want to skip this part or just watch it, go for it. Otherwise, skip to the end, and we'll be setting up the phones then. So the dream of putting that in the computer case, I should have looked at the dimensions beforehand. I could cut it. I mean, it's PVC. That's just a lot of extra work that I don't necessarily want to do. Yeah, we're going to take it apart and put it in the case. So we just received our 120 millimeter fans. This is a few days later. So we're going to put those into the build. We got 4 of those, and they're 4-pin, but we got adapters, which are actually 4 or 2-pin to USB adapters. So this is what our build currently looks like. So it's about 2-3 weeks later since I recorded all this stuff. As you can see, I'm editing behind me here. And there's a lot more affordable ways that I wanted to talk about going about this project, because $850 for something that can make, you know, $15 to $30 a month is costly. It is not bad in terms of ROI in the crypto mining space, but it's something that if you're a hobbyist or somebody who wants to get into it and try, it's not necessarily the most, optimal way of doing it. These things include buying phones from eBay or externally sourced secondhand sellers. You can get deals on cracked phones or, part phones that you can fix up to use. You can use Android's debugging service, which is essentially connecting your phone to the computer and operating it from the computer. So you could take the screen completely off the phone, resulting in a little less wattage, and run it from your computer to set it up. You can also take out the batteries on this phone to prevent the risk of fires or overheating and bulging in the phones as well. And that's something we're going to be doing. Is I had just purchased another 100 phones that we're going a completely different route with that. So make sure you stay tuned in the future for that video coming out. We'll be taking the screens and the batteries out of those and putting them in almost like a server case server board and running those directly from the computer. And it should result in longer phone life and higher mega hash. So that is one of the ways that I'm personally going to combat the kind of costly expense that I unfolded on myself in this project here. Now, you can always just do this and have a few phones laying around, then yeah, it's feasible. Just wanted to cover some of those things. We're gonna roll and go into the phones and setting them up for new users who haven't, but if you watched this far, I wanna thank you for just supporting by watching. Don't mind leaving a like or subscribe if you want more content. We'll be doing a lot more different things in the future as well. That includes nodes, other miners, Bitcoin miners, traveling to facilities, hitting up other YouTubers and doing some collaborations and seeing what they're doing, AI, all kinds of different things. Developing, I am a blockchain developer, believe it or not. I built the LTC20 protocol that you see today on Litecoin with some other very talented developers. And yeah, thanks for watching. Feel free to give a like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. So we have the Samsung Galaxy A03s. You can get them for around $50. They come locked because they're tied to like TracFone's network, whether that's with Verizon, TracFone, Straight Talk, or one of those two. First things first, we're going to use the pin SIM card ejector to get the SIM card out. Now, you don't need to do this. This is just something that I like to do. So now that we have that out, we'll put this with our collection of SIM cards and plug this back in. Next up, we'll power on our device. Simply, there's a power button on the side of the phone. Should say Samsung. We'll wait for this to load. Next step, going over to the computer, we have a QR code generator that has all the instructions. The instructions will be listed below. This is to install the ccminer that Retro Mike has packed for us. This has been used by Retro Mike, Red Panda Mining, Paperclip, all the guys that you've probably seen videos of before. This is a really handy tool, and you're going to scan the QR code with all these instructions, and you'll paste it into a note in your phone, and this way it'll be so much easier to get set up and going. So we're going to scan this right away by pulling up our photos, or our camera. And with our camera, we're going to go ahead and we scanned the QR code that's on our screen. You're going to hit Show Options, and we're going to do View Full Text. And you're going to click Samsung Note, Add to New Note, and just Always. Hit Allow. This will paste everything we need into a new note. The things that you will need to change right off the bat is this address right here needs to be changed to your payout address. This is the dot after the address is going to be your miner name. So this is the 12th A03S phone that I'm setting up. So I just like to keep it simple and put the next number next to it. And you can mine to any pool that you would like. There's a list of mining pools that'll show up on the computer right now. You have Luck Pool, Zerg Pool, Cloud.io, Verus. Depending on your location or what's best, it is nice to distribute the hash rate across the different pools instead of all using Luck Pool. For this example, these A03Ss I do have on Luck Pool. We have other CPU miners that we use on Cloud.io and Zerg Pool as well. In this case, we're going to do Luck Pool, and this is the port you'd use. All that information is actually available on these websites that you can click and go to, and I'll have that link in the description as well. Starting off, we need to go to this GitHub link here, and we might actually be able to click it. We won't. So with the GitHub link, you're going to have to go right by the G here, if I can get it, hit a backspace, and this will be the link that it takes you to. So we'll highlight that, copy it all, copy, and what we're going to do is we're going to go to the browser, Samsung Internet Browser, and paste that link, and it will download the Linux and SSH software that we are going to be using to install the CC miner. We can paste that, and we can hit go. You'll have a prompt that comes up. This will download the APK. Go to your file, or you can hit open file, downloads right here. Click it, and it will say we need to allow it from Samsung Internet. It will take us right to the settings. You will turn on install unknown apps under the Samsung Internet. It will pop up again. Would you like to install Userland? Hit install. Once Userland has finished, we'll go ahead and open it. We're going to, I guess you can allow or disallow. I probably should have picked disallow. In this case, we're going to choose Ubuntu. And of course, it's going to require extra permissions. Of course, okay. We will allow those. These can be any username you want. Let's just put in a nickname, and we'll use the password as password and password again. Not the best passwords, right? And I think I messed that up. And this one, password as well. If we can type it right, password, we're going to hit continue, SSH, and continue again. Now this will take a little bit of time as it installs Ubuntu and runs the Linux operating system that we need to get within Userland. And this is truly the only thing that our phone is actually going to be running. By selecting the one process, this should just run only Userland, which is what we will run to run our ccminer, kind of negating and getting rid of all of the other applications that would normally run in the background of your phone, thus giving you more power directly to Userland to help get you better hash rate with your AO3S. Once Userland has finished downloading, it will actually pop up the terminal that you can use. And of course, with this terminal, SSH, we're going to type in our password. Now, it won't show it, but it does type it. And our password was password. Hit the return button, and that will get us into the local host. Now, this is how nice and easy this is. We're just going to close out of our internet, and we're going to close out of our camera. Go back to our notes, and we'll have the commands right here that we can run. So we do have to remove the space. There's a space in between the second backslash and raw. So we'll hit the backspace behind raw, and then we'll highlight all the way from curl down to bash. Copy, and we'll go back to our Userland, and we'll paste that in there and hit enter, and this will install the ccminer. This will also take some time. We'll be back when this is finished. Once the ccminer has finished, you're going to go ahead and you're going to type in cd. This will navigate us to the ccminer, and type in cd space ccminer, and you're going to hit return. This will bring us to that directory. From here, we have to change a few different things. We're going to type in nano space config.json.json. Now, note all of these directions are in order in your notes as well. So cd ccminer, nano config.json, you're going to edit the pool. We'll show you how to save it. Enter, start, and there you go. We're going to go ahead and we're going to copy our payout address along with our name, and then we're going to go back to our ccminer. We're going to hit enter for the nano config.json to pull that up. You will see a big list of different things and different pools and addresses and configs and different things we can change. We're going to go ahead and use these arrows right here on the screen, and we're going to go all the way down to where the payout address is, which is right here. Go all the way over to the end, and we're going to delete that. This backspace. Now it does move kind of fast, so be careful when you're doing this. Now that everything is removed, we're going to go ahead and we're going to paste our thing. Here's our clipboard. This is the clip that we're waiting for. Back. And to save this, basically all you're going to have to do is hit the control, now X, and then we'll ask you yes or no, would you like to save? We're going to hit Y for yes, and then return, which is enter. Now we have set up our config. And all we need to do now is just start our miner by using .start.sh. Hit run. Our Samsung A03s is now mining Verus. Let's go plug this into our system and move on.